So in this video we will be having a look at that what are protein and their amino acid. So protein, the word protein is come from the protease. Okay, protease, protease, which means first. So we know because it is like it means first because as we know that it is the primary factor or element of the organic or body. So importance of talking about the importance of the protein, so like it is very important for our, it have a good source of meat, so it is like for making our nitrogenous bases in the DNA, so it is very important. So like the protein, as we know that it is a, let me write protein. So as we know that it is the nitrogenous macromolecule. What it is? It is the nitrogenous macromolecule. And as we know that macromolecules are made up of the micromolecules unit. They are like the macromolecules are the big one molecule. So they are made from the micromolecule. We're gonna discuss that what are the micromolecules of protein. So as we know that the protein are the macromolecules and it is very important for this cell functioning. Okay, so talking about the composition of it though, so the protein is made up of what? It is made up of the carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. In a very rare amount it is also made of phosphorus and sulfur. Okay, so it is a very essential element. And talking about the definition, the exact definition, so as we know that protein is the polymer. Polymers means, like you can also say polymers are the macromolecules. So polymers are made up of the monomers. So macromolecule, as we know, it is made up of micromolecules. So polymer is made up the monomer. So protein is the polymer of amino acid. It is the polymer of amino acid. We'll discuss the structure of the amino acid as well. Amino acid, like when one or more amino acid will be combining, so the protein will be made. So here the amino acid are what? Monomers. Okay, amino acids are monomers because these are monomers because they are making, when they are combining, they are making the polymer, and the polymer is the protein. So the monomer of the protein is amino acid and the polymer of amino acid is what? Protein. So now we're gonna discuss that what is amino acid. So amino acid are the building blocks, means amino acid make the protein. They are the building blocks of protein. building blocks means that makes the something. But talking about the building blocks of the body, so the building blocks of the body is protein, but the building blocks of the amino acid is protein. Okay, so like amino acid, now we're going to discuss about the composition of the amino acid. So amino acids are made up of the carbon, means they are made of the carbon carboxylic group. Basically they are the bifunctional. As I told you that what is the meaning of the bifunctional. So they are bifunctional means two or more functional group is being attached, so that is why they are known as the bifunctional. Now talking about the functional group, so which functional group is attached with the amino group? So first of all, that amino acids are made up of the basic amino group, that is NH2. Okay, the basic amino group is NH2, and the carboxylic group. So the general formula of carboxylic group is COOH. So and they are, this is what the amino acid is made up of. So like up to 20 amino acids are being found in nature, but like 20 are very essential and remaining 20 are not, like 10, sorry, up to 20 are very essential. Sorry, 20 amino acids are till found yet. Okay, up to 10 are very essential and 10 are non-essential. Okay, 10 are essential and 10 are not essential. So this is what the amino acid is. Amino acid is the monomer, means they are the small blocks, and when the monomers are being converted into polymers, like monomers make what? Polymer. So this process is known as the polymerization. What this process is known as? This process is known as polymerization, in which the monomers are converted into the polymers, means amino acid are being converted into the protein. So that is why they are known as this. So now let me draw the structure of the protein. Here at the center carbon is being attached, and we know that carbon has the valency of 4. Carbon have to complete its 4 like it needs 4 bonds. So as I told you, that carboxylic group, a basic amino group NH2, and alkyl radical, that is also known as like alkyl group R, and the one hydrogen. So this is the basic structural formula of the amino acid. So now the question arises that how this formula makes the protein. How this formula makes the protein. So as we know that during the condensation process, which process? During condensation process, don't go on the spellings, it's like I don't know it's correct or not, it's not correct, but condensation process the OH, like the OH from the this OH, the OH from the carboxylic group, this OH as well, the OH from the carboxylic group, and the H, that one H from the amino group, one H from the amino group, and one OH from the carboxylic group is being extracted. Okay, so if we combine them both, so they are what they are, as we know that they are 2 hydrogen plus 1 oxygen is what? The water molecule. So don't go on that. First we're gonna see that one OH of the carboxylic group and one amino acid H from the amino group will attach to the another amino acid and can be formed and water molecule, we know that. Okay, thus the linkage is formed between two amino acids. So when this water molecule, it will be attaching with another amino group, let me make the diagram. So it will be making the attaching with another amino group, the second one, and the linkage between them will be, as I told you, in the carbohydrates it was a glycosidic linkage. So the linkage between them will be known as the uh, peptide linkage. peptide linkage, it's a name. Let me make that linkage so that it could be more easier for us to understand over here. Okay, for example, I'm drawing the diagram over here. Okay, this is NH2. As we know that carbon comes in the center, H1 here and R radical over here, and here we know that carboxylic group, so we're gonna add C, and the H of the carboxylic group was out, OH sorry, plus another, like let me add one H over here because we're gonna add another amino group. So here we're gonna add NH, another amino group. Okay, then C of that amino group, O of that amino group, and R of that amino group. Then again, and C, then C will be linking to giving OH. Then it will be NH2 and then again so on. So here at this point, guys, at this point this linkage is being attached, as I told you that they are being attached with this linkage. So this is the linkage, this whole linkage of the two amino acid NH2 amino acid form protein. Thus the protein is being formed by the linkage, by the peptide linkage of the amino acid group and the carboxylic group. That linkage is known as the peptide linkage. Okay, so here I'm going to give you some terminologies that the protein, one protein molecule contains 60 to round about 60,000 amino acids. Okay, so the protein molecule is formed with the two amino group are known as the dipeptide, and with the dipeptide there is also means protein is being formed by the two amino acids, and the protein is when being formed by the three, so they are known as definitely tripeptide. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about, the sources of protein. So how can we get the protein and from where we can get the protein? So easily protein are being available in the eggs, we know that, in the meats and the pulses. So the rich sources of the protein is egg, it can be egg, it can be meat. Pulses means like all those dalein, beans we eat. So now here the question arises that we are having the protein in our body. It's a biochemical molecule. So what's the purpose of it? What's the use of the protein? So the use of the protein is, as we know that uh, our enzymes are protein in nature, so it is also important to generate the enzyme. Importance we're gonna talk about. They are very important for the enzyme, and sometimes the protein are used by the pharmaceuticals. So what pharmaceutical will do, they use it as a medicine. Like for example, the good example of the protein by using medicine is protein can be used for the cure of the blood cancer. cure of the blood cancer. So that is why protein is like being used very, in a rich amount. Also, like protein are used in our food, in our pulses, so that this is how protein is used in. And also protein can be found from the animals, like animals are giving us the protein. For example, we're talking about the cow give us the meat, okay, and we human are taking it meat, we humans are taking it in a good amount. So this is how the protein from the different animal uh, is giving us. And why does the human need protein? Because for the production of the protoplasm. What is protoplasm? Protoplasm is a living matter of the living organism, okay. Cytoplasm plus the nucleoplasm is known as the protoplasm. It is the living matter. So for the living matter, the protein is required. Okay, these were the importance of the protein and the uses of the protein and the sources from where we can officially get the protein easily available.